Hi class, I'm Dr. Doucette Rand, back with Module 2, and in this module we're going to actually practice developing a clear and focused thesis statement. We talked about how important that is to actually finding articles in the library's databases, and we talked about Boolean search terms. So let's go ahead and talk about how to write a clear and focused topic statement. You might want to download the PDF worksheet that is in the module for this instruction session, and you can refer to that worksheet as we go through this module. You can fill it out online, you can make some copies and practice, or you can print it out and write on it with a pencil. That worksheet is for you. It's for you to practice. Later on, you're going to record your best search and some keywords in a thesis statement in an assessment evaluation at the end of all the modules. So let's talk about what makes a good and focused, or talk more about developing a good and focused thesis statement. So I have on the screen a poorly written topic. I'm interested in orcas at SeaWorld. So the problem with this statement is that it doesn't give me any perspective on what that interest is on orcas at SeaWorld. So I have no idea from this statement if the writer is interested in learning how to train orcas, or how to feed them, or what temperature water they like. So there's no real perspective. Am I going to try and buy an orca? How much did SeaWorld pay for their orcas? So this is not a very good thesis statement, because it doesn't really answer those questions that we know are important, the what, when, how, and why questions. So a better topic statement that is more clear and focused is something like this. I'm interested in the problems with the treatment of killer whales at SeaWorld. So this is a better developed topic. It lets me know that I'm going to be concerned with the treatment of orcas and the problems that are inherent in that. So maybe I'm concerned about the effects of the treatment of the killer whales at SeaWorld on like breeding or lifespan. So this is better, and not only am I haven't limited it to orcas only, I've said a more generic term such as killer whales. So looking at this statement, the next thing that we need to do, now we've got this nicely defined topic statement, is we need to identify at least the keywords in this sentence, and you want to strive to identify at least 3 keywords. If you can't define at least 3 keywords, you probably need to revise the statement. So if we couldn't find 3 keywords here, we would go back to the drawing board and talk about how we could make it a better, clearer, more focused statement. So right here, I would say that a good keyword would be treatment, killer whales, and SeaWorld. So I feel pretty confident that if I were to search about the treatment, or a keyword, I don't want to search on the word treatment, but in the next step we're going to look for synonyms and related terms. So this will do for now. You almost always will do some preliminary searching in the databases and then revise your search statement, so you don't feel like you are wedded to this thesis statement. It's not written in stone. This is how research is done. So you start off with a pretty well-defined and focused thesis statement, and then you move forward as you find more information. You can narrow your topic. Now, the next step, we need to identify synonyms, subject terms, and related terms. Okay, so you can see how using the worksheet might be beneficial to you, because there's a space on the worksheet for you to list your keywords. So I said that the keywords were treatment, killer whales, SeaWorld, and then I'm suggesting a related term, or some related terms, animal rights or animal welfare. So that related term, those related terms sort of frame the perspective that we are searching for information on the treatment of killer whales at SeaWorld. So for treatment, the first keyword, some related terms for treatment are captivity, containment, seclusion. So these are all potential words that we will put into the library's databases to search on them. And for killer whales, the second keyword that we identified, orcas, which was part of our original topic, marine mammals, which encompasses a larger group of animals. So if our concern were not just on orcas or killer whales, maybe we're concerned with all marine mammals, the effects of captivity, containment, seclusion on all marine animals. And other terms could be just whales or aquatic animals. So, are we only concerned with SeaWorld? Do all other zoos and aquatic parks get off that easily? If you use something like a proprietary name like SeaWorld, very often the results you will get back will be related to someone's personal experience at SeaWorld, like the time I got splashed by the dolphins at SeaWorld. So those kinds of product or news stories make it into newspapers and magazines, tourist magazines, and the library's databases will indeed pull those up. So a more generic term that really speaks to our interest in this topic is to use aquarium or amusement park or zoos and maybe even tourism. Although if you use tourism, you may end up with some articles on how to maintain these animals at SeaWorld if you work at an amusement park, or how to attract people to come to the amusement park. Again, the related terms animal rights or animal welfare, if we include that, and notice that I have the or, the capital O-or, which said in the related terms, which says return articles on either animal rights or animal welfare. So let's see what this looks like when we put it together as a search string. So remember, on the right hand side I've listed the Boolean terms. They are and, or, and not. And on the left hand side of the screen, the keywords are listed there, and this is where I'm starting. You could pick any of those synonyms that we identified for treatment, but I've chosen captivity. And then and is in all caps, and that's how you do the Boolean search terms. So I've said I want the library to give me results on captivity and whales and water parks and animal rights or animal welfare. So that's how you create a search string. And then in the next module, we're going to go right to the library's databases, and we're going to put these words into the search boxes, and I'm going to demonstrate to you what that looks like. Okay, so hang on to your PDF worksheet, print out a new one or bring up a new fresh one, and get ready to, after the demonstration, to start searching on your own topic. Okay, see you in Module 3.